to start by, first of all, acknowledging CDHR for providing this venue for Ghana today. Can we all say three GOSA to CDHR?
GOSA! GOSA! GOSA!
So I want to start. I will be very, very short. And I want to speak specifically to what we have identified and the essence of our gathering here today, where we said, after the 10 days of rage, what is next in our struggle? And I think other speakers have actually mentioned a few. But it's very important that we have this conversation. Because not only our struggle against the ruling political elites that have brought this country to where it is today, since the Fourth Republic, we've not been able to create wealth. We've not created prosperity, but we've created poverty. And this generation, which I belong to, which all of us here belong to, have no choice than to carry this cross. In going forward, I have a few proposals around how we should now, after 10 days, tomorrow is going to be the end of the 10 days of this protest. As we know, they are meeting every day. They had 3 weeks ahead for this protest. They did nothing. So for us, we have actually dealt a big blow to their enemy by defiling against all odds. But I think right now, as we move forward, because we have shown also the power of force, that's what we've done. And I think that is victory. Specifically for us in Lagos, we saw everything we did. And I think it's important for Lagos to actually be at the forefront of this demand. We've seen what has happened, we've seen killings across the nation, from Kano to Maiduguri and every other places. So what we are doing here today is that we're putting a face to the movement. And we're putting the demand forward and we're structuring the next phase of this struggle. Which is to say that, number one, we must organize. As we organize, we must engage. Let's look at Lagos State, for example. We all know that after the removal of subsidy, there are billions of naira that have been given to governors. We are going to hold someone to account for all the billions paid to Lagos State, not just Lagos State, but across the country. We're going to follow the money. We are going to follow, what did I say? We're going to follow the money. In following the money, we're going to engage from the federal to the states to the local government. What we have done is that we are building active citizens. And democracy only thrives when you have active citizens. Not just citizens who are just political party members. Active citizens who are seated here, who can probe the system and actually ask questions. Under constitutional democracy, it is the right of citizens to actually demand what happens. You have the right to know what happens, how the money in your local government is spent, how the governor spends the budget of Lagos State. Lagos State has a budget that was passed at the House. That budget, up to today, I don't think is in the form. We want to see that budget. So, comrades, this is the time to organize. Nigeria can never remain the same. After these 10 days, we are saying that we will continue to organize. We will probe the system. We're going to be working with organizations like Budget to follow the money. We will not just leave it to civil society organizations. We are going to continue to mobilize Nigerians from local government to the state across board, from students to organized groups to members of other political parties to come together. We will look the governor eyeball to eyeball, and he must explain to us item by item. You see, we must not play. We must not downplay what we have achieved over the past 8 weeks or 9 years. Today, if you watch the media, the only thing that's being discussed about Nigeria is bad governance. And I think we should applaud ourselves for that. This is victory. For the first time in our history, across Nigeria, we've been able to hold the political elite responsible. And if you see, they are now coming out, the ministers are coming out to say they are running this program. We are going to follow all those programs. We are going to demand, we are going to follow it. Whatever money, every kobo spent that is Nigeria's money must be accounted for. So this is going to be the next phase of our struggle. We will continue, we can hit the street back. In the coming few weeks, we will watch their steps. We will watch the program they said they have launched. We will follow it. In 2 months' time, if we don't get results, we will mobilize Nigeria back. We will hit the street back. Nigeria cannot continue the way it has been. This generation has gotten, gained consciousness. Up from NSAS. Many young people mobilized, joined political parties, participated in the 2023 election. We knew that the election was rigged, but we are not going to be tired. Nigerians are now asking for the end to bad governance. And bad governance will come to an end if we become active citizens. And I think that's what we have achieved over the past 9 days. There is no citizen in Nigeria today alive that can say that they have not heard about the end bad governance protest. So this struggle has actually gained a life of its own. And this struggle will continue. But like we said, all of us must begin to organize. You must join a society group. You must join, there are several civil society organizations that are organized. The Take Back movement is there, CDHR is there. There are others advocating, GSM, advocating. It is now time to join en masse and to begin to engage. Not just engage. We will prompt policy. We will come up with policies. Just like we've seen in other advanced democracy. Like one of our comrades mentioned what happens in the UK. It is time for that. The era of the political elite taking Nigerians for granted and using the middle class as a buffer to loot the Commonwealth of Nigeria has come to an end. And that is what we must establish going forward. Today, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is calling for engagement. He has opened up channels for communication, but we are saying that is not enough. We are saying that is not enough. We want to see public accountability across board in every local government. And there must be proper election, which all of us must now get involved. The era whereby they continue to replace themselves with their children, like we've seen in Lagos State National Assembly, must come to an end. And that is the essence of our organizing. We will not just organize to just hit the street. We must organize to change the system. The only way we can change the system is to organize, join the movement, continue to come out with policies. We must come out with solutions. Because what they are telling us is that come to the table. As we go to the table, we must provide solutions. Because we know that this current political party is out of ideas. Tinubu has nothing. You can see the appointment. So, comrades, we have come to that point where we have to provide solutions. And they have to listen. They must listen. Because the moment you begin to organize, they are starting to have meetings now. Nigerians can no longer be taken for granted. And that is the victory that we have with this movement. So I want to employ us as we gather, as we remember over 15 Nigerians killed across the country. Right? Over 40 people killed across Nigeria. We're going to have a procession for them. We're going to demand for justice. We're demanding for the sack of the Inspector General of Police. He must be probed and he must bring forward those trigger-happy policemen and the military officers who shot fellow Nigerians during the course of this protest. Demanding an end to hunger. It is not a crime to protest. We see rioters, not protests in the UK. No single person has been killed. It's not as if they didn't want to do that in Lagos, but because we stood forward and held the Commissioner of Police to his word. That's the reason why Lagos was the way it is. It's not because they didn't want to do the same thing they did in every part of Nigeria. So for those who say we are faceless, we're telling them we are not faceless. We are Nigerians, we are organized, and we are not afraid. The likes of woisele and the old guys have paid their own dues. Their generation is winding down. This generation must own it. We must Sorosoke. We must do what? Sorosoke. This is our struggle. This is our story. And we must own the narrative. So on this basis, I want to charge us that as we go for the procession, as we end the first phase of this struggle, we are entering another phase where we will follow the money and we will demand. Already in the north, you can see that they are recalling their senators. In as much as we think that the people in the north, it's a lie. They are ready. If you check Twitter yesterday, you see letters where they are writing to INEC. We will start those processes. The days of docility is gone forever. So I would like to stop here. But I would like to thank everyone who has been here. I would like to thank the media for staying with us from day one and for playing their role in democracy, which has come to stay. We will continue to advocate for a free press, and a free media. Because these are the essence, these are the cornerstone of a vibrant democracy. So I want to thank everyone and the organizers of this program. Thank you.